Hi, it's Tash. Welcome to Tash's Library. Today's video is my October TBR. I am super excited about this because October is my birthday month. So I'm going to pick books that I really want to read. Not that I don't want to read all the books on my TBR, but I'm going to pick a few cozy ones, a lot of epic fantasies, hopefully, maybe some fun sci-fis. I don't know. I'm hoping to get books that I'm going to truly love. Now, I am continuing Buzzword-a-thon, which I will link down below. However, September, I did not do the Buzzword-a-thon because it was about senses in the title or something. Anyway, I didn't get to that because I had Scientific September. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to transfer that into October. So we shall see. So that could be things like eyes and taste and things like that. So I have to try and find a book that will fit that. And then I also need to do October's buzzword, which is relationships. So I've kind of looked at some books that would fit this. And this could be The Daughter of Time, The Daughters of Izdahar, The Heir of Novron. Heir is sort of a relationship, I'm thinking. Magician's Daughter, The Princess Bride, Red Sister. So they're the ones I thought of. So hopefully I can get one of those onto my TBR as well. All right, so without further ado, let's go to the board. And here's my TBR game board. Once again, I'm going to move around anti-clockwise with my trusty little Eeyore. And if whenever I land on a square, I'm going to pick a card of the corresponding color. Now I've just given these a shuffle. Green is it's so random, so I get to play other games like picker wheels, etc. All in the making is going to be about publication details and authors. Purple from cover to cover are cover prompts. Blue, what's in a name, are title prompts. And red, it's a vibe about genres and tropes and things like that. I throw 2 dice. If I throw a double, I add an extra roll to the game. All right, now the piles are different sizes, mainly because I'm pulling out the prompts that I pull each month so that I get to rotate through all of them. Now, some of the green ones I have put back in because they're kind of cool, like picker wheels, etc. are always going to give me something different. If I land on one of the bookworm spaces, then I play my bookworm game, which has really obscure prompts. So without further ado, let us begin. The first roll is an 11. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Blue, it's a title prompt, and that's a sense or emotion in the title. That's pretty cool. I'm liking that one. And a sense and emotion in the title. So for this one, I'm going to take the opportunity to complete my September buzzword and also to continue a series that I really want to get to for obvious reasons you shall see. And I'm going to read Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. So this is the second book in, I think it's called the Bloodsworn saga. The first one is The Shadow of the Gods. And I loved The Shadow of the Gods. It's a Norse-inspired epic fantasy that follows a few different POVs. It is heart-wrenching. It is super epic. Great battles, just like John Gwynne always writes. And it's just a very, very evocative world. If you love Vikings or anything like that, you're going to love this. So yes, I want to get on with this because the third book's coming out in the end of the October, November. I'm not sure exactly when it's coming out, but it is coming out. And so I need to catch up. Hunger of the Gods. It is, and I'm super excited. I don't know why I've taken this long to read it. I read Shadow of the Gods a number of months ago, and I just didn't get to Hunger of the Gods. But anyway, I'm very happy. Roll number 2 is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another blue, another title prompt. And this one is a verb in the title. And another what's in the name, and this time I got a verb in the title. And for this one, I'm going to pick a cozy fantasy because I want a nice mix for my birthday month. And I'm going to pick Can't Spell Treason without T because spell is a verb. So this one, all I know is cozy fantasy. Royal bodyguard Raina and elemental mage Kyanth dream of leaving their dangerous lives behind. They could open a bookshop instead, serving the very finest tea and cakes. They imagine worn wooden floors, plants on every table, firelight drifting between the rafters, all complemented by love, tea, and good company. So after risking too much, one too many times, the pair decides to run away and make their dreams a reality. In the town of Tawny nestles in the icy peaks of Dragon Country. They set up shop, but trouble is brewing ahead. So they must face mishaps, mysteries, dragons, and a murderous queen. Yes, so it's a heartwarming journey brimming of peril, magic, and love of tea. I think this will be quite a fun book to read. So I'm looking forward to that one. And roll number 3 is a 6. And I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is now a yellow prompt. So I'm gonna pull a yellow card, and it's a book with more than 500 pages. All in the making, and this is a book with more than 500 pages. So I'm going to take the opportunity now to get my October buzzword done, and I'm going to pick The Heir of Novron by Michael J. Sullivan. This is the 3rd bind up in the Rhyria Revelations. So it is technically book 5 and 6, but I'm just going to read it as one, hopefully. I mean, it's a bit of a chunker. But they're really fun, and they're the real floppy ones, so they're super pleasure to read. These are just super fun books. It follows Royce and Hadrian, who are sort of like best friends, mercenaries, and they take on all these different heists and jobs, etc. And one day they are asked to steal a sword, and things are not as they seem, and they don't go very well. And this sets off this massive epic fantasy. It's super fun. The first books, the writing is probably not as polished as it could be. These were initially self-published, but you know what? The story is just so incredible that it just engrosses you. And if you can let go of some of that writing style initially, they just get better and better and better. And they, to me, they sort of 5-star reads. They're really fun to read. And this will finish up the Rhyria Revelations for me. And then I can get on to Rhyria Chronicles. So I'm looking forward to this. And of course, Heir, I'm going to take as a relationship for Buzzwordathon. Okay, and roll number 4. So far, so good. Of course, just as I said that, it's going to be a double, right? But anyway, that's double 3. So it's going to be a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a cover prompt. And this one is a symbol on the cover. Ooh, that's cool. I've been looking for this one, because that just means it can be like an infinity symbol, or it could be like a heart that represents love. So it's going to have to be some kind of symbol that represents a concept of some kind. And we got a cover prompt from cover to cover, and this one is a symbol on the cover. Now I'm going to stretch this a little bit, mainly because I really want to continue the series, but I am going to pick Jim Butcher's Changes, which is the next book in the Dresden Files that I need to get to. It does have skulls on it, and skulls are symbols of death. I'm going to take that, right? I think that's okay. I need to get to this because this one apparently is epic, and I love the Dresden Files. If you haven't read the Dresden Files, it follows Harry Dresden, who's a wizard for hire in Chicago. So it's an urban fantasy that brings in the fae and vampires and werewolves and all sorts of things. It becomes more and more epic as it goes. The stakes get higher and higher. There are some great companion characters, awesome animal companions, and Harry Dresden is just an interesting character. He definitely has his flaws, but I find that quite interesting. He's sort of this very sort of hard-boiled detective character almost. And I cannot wait to see what happens in Changes. I mean, the very fact it's called Changes suggests that things are going to change up a bit. And I'm almost a little bit scared because I've heard that it gets quite epic and quite dark. Yes, we shall see. But anyway, I do want to continue this series. It is one of my ongoing series. And I do try and read at least one a year, just so I can try and catch up. All right, roll number 5 of 9 now is a 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Another title prompt. Run out of these cards very quickly. And this is an astronomical term in the title. Cool. So that could be star, nebula, planet, galaxy, universe, heaps of things, I guess. I can be quite liberal with that one. Another what's in a name is title prompt, and it's an astronomical term in the title. And for this one, I'm going to take the opportunity to read another Arthur C. Clarke. I have read 2001 Space Odyssey, and I did read Rendezvous of Rama. I quite liked those. They weren't 5-star reads for me, but I enjoyed them. And I want to give him another go. I want to see what else he's written. So I'm going to go over Fall of Moon Dust. Moon, astronomical, right? It's about astronomy. So anyway, I'm going to get to this one. A bit of sci-fi. I haven't picked sci-fi yet, so I think it would be nice to have one on here. The synopsis says, time is running out for the passengers and crew of the tourist cruiser Selene, incarcerated in a sea of choking lunar dust, while on the surface her rescuers find their resources stretched to the limit by the mercilessly unpredictable conditions of a totally alien environment. Brilliantly imagined story of human ingenuity and survival, this is a tour de force of psychological suspense and sustained dramatic tension. So yes, I think this will be a fun little read. It's not too long too, so it will be a nice little palette cleanser between my fantasies. Roll number 6 is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yellow, all in the making. And this one's a book written by a new to me author. All in the making, a book written by a new to me author. I am going to take the opportunity to put on just a really fun read on this one, which I really want to get to. And this is Shady Hollow. So this sounds really cool. So it's called Watership Down meets Mickey Spillane. Hopefully not too much Watership Down because that's awfully sad. But anyway, so this is the first book in the Shady Hollow series, a place where woodland creatures live together in harmony until a curmudgeonly toad turns up dead and the local reporter has to solve the case. So this is a cozy crime book with anthropomorphized animals. Oh, it's like, sounds really, really cool. I actually think this is going to be superb fun. So I'm looking forward to getting to this one. Roll number 7 is a 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yellow. A book that's been adapted. Okay, so that can be adapted to a video game, a movie, a TV series, anything like that. Another all in the making, and this is a book that has been adapted. And so for this one, I'm going to go with The City in the City by China Miéville. This has been adapted by the BBC as a TV series. And it sounds really, really cool. So I have read Perdido Street Station by China Miéville, and I quite enjoyed that. There was a section in the middle that I found a little bit long, but this is kind of cool, I think, because I think it incorporates a bit of a murder mystery. So an eye-opening genre buster, it's called, by the Times. When the body of a murdered woman is found in the extraordinary decaying city of Basel, somewhere at the edge of Europe, it looks like a routine case for Inspector Tidor Borlu of the Extreme Crime Squad. But as he probes, the evidence begins to point to conspiracies far stranger and more deadly than anything he could have imagined. Soon his work puts him and those he cares for in danger. Borlu must travel to the only metropolis on earth, as strange as his own, across a border like no others. This is described as having a shade of Kafka and Philip K. Dick, Raymond Chandler, and 1984. So it's a murder mystery taken to dazzling metaphysical and artistic heights. Yeah, look, I have wanted to read this for quite some time. It sounds really cool. And I really feel like trying another book by China Miéville. I will continue the Perdido Street Station series at some point, but I quite like that this is a bit of a hybrid genre. I do like hybrid genres, and I have discovered that I love mysteries in my fantasy, sci-fi, etc. So it's a blend I really enjoy. So I'm looking forward to this one. Roll number 8 is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another yellow. A book written by a male author. Okay, that should be fairly easy. All in the making again. And this time I have a book written by a male author. And I'm going to use this as an opportunity to continue a series that I really want to continue. So far, the first 2 books have pretty much blown me away. And this is Christopher Ruocchio, Demon in White. So this is part of the Sun Eater series. This is the 3rd book. And the first one is Empire of Silence, which follows Hadrian Marlowe, who is the son of a noble family. And he tells his story about how he becomes somebody who ends up killing billions of people and destroying a star. And this is the Empire of Silence is really cool. It's actually probably my favorite so far in the series, because it does sort of give his backstory and his beginnings, his move away from his family and trying to find his own way. And then the series becomes more and more epic. There is an alien threat in this universe. It is space opera, it is fantasy, like it's everything all mixed together. This is just so epic, so creative, so beautifully written. And I have heard that Demon in White is a lot of people's favorite book in the series. So I'm actually really looking forward to getting to this one. I've got, yeah, that's another quite large book on my TBR. But you know what? These are actually really quick to read because they're just so engrossing and so beautifully written. And roll number 9, final roll probably, is an 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, another yellow. And it's an award-winning book. So that can be Hugo, Nebula, it could be Goodreads, anything I like. And another all in the making for the final book. And this is an award-winning book. And I'm going to take an opportunity again to continue a series that I've really wanted to get to. Another little bit of sci-fi, and that is Dan Simmons' The Fall of Hyperion. Now, I read Hyperion almost 2 years ago, and I don't know why I haven't continued the Hyperion Cantos, because Hyperion is one of my favorite books. I loved that book so much. It was a top 5-star for me, and I've had mixed thoughts about this one because I've heard different things. Some people say that this is not nearly as good as Hyperion. Other people say they prefer it to Hyperion. I am going to make up my own mind. I'm looking forward to continuing this story. So if you haven't read Hyperion, it follows a group of pilgrims and it's told in the style of the Canterbury Tales. So these pilgrims are going to visit these time tombs where a strange and scary creature called the Shrike lives. And they all have their own reasons for making the journey, and you just gradually have each story told in this sort of episodic, almost short story way. So it's just a collection of these short stories put together by this overarching story about how these pilgrims are journeying to this planet on this pilgrimage, and then things get a bit crazy at the end. But anyway, it does actually end on a little bit of a cliffhanger in terms of you don't actually know what happens. And I'm kind of hoping that this second book will provide a little bit more information. This did win the Hugo Award for Best Novel, and so it fits the prompt, and I'll get to it. Yes, it's another chunky one. I'm not sure how I'm going to go with all these chunky books, but it is October. I do have 2 weeks holiday from work in October. And even though I do have to do a lot of chores around the house and I want to do a bit of renovation and stuff, I still feel like I'm going to have quite a lot of time for reading. So hopefully I can get to all these books, because I'm actually so excited about this TBR. This is one of the best TBRs I've put together for quite some time. I am crazy excited to read all of these books. And I'm actually continuing quite a lot of series, which is making me very happy. And the ones I'm not continuing are ones that have either been on my TBR for quite some time or just going to be really cozy, fun things to read. So anyway, thank you for watching. Until I see you next time, take care.